Hi guys, and this is a month full of my frugal meal diet, and this is a shopping trip with some pizza and some egg rolls, some jalapeno poppers, got some sour cream and olives, some tomatoes, got some apples, some bananas, some tortilla chips. And this is my cat Timmy. He has to check out what's going on. And this is another shopping trip. I've got a lime and some apples, sour cream, pizza, cheese, some vanilla extract for baking, some tortillas, and tortilla chips. And these are some eggs. Alright, this is part of my meal prep for my work week. I've got some carrots and an onion, zucchinis, so what I do is I chop up all the vegetables and I put them in a pan and coat them with some olive oil and some salt and pepper. I've also got a little bit of fresh parsley in there. And I put them in the oven for 400 degrees, about 20 minutes, and then I stir them around and then give them another 20 minutes. And then they come out a little bit browned, cooked, and just ready for my work week. So that just makes it really easy to always have some vegetables in the refrigerator. And here is another batch full of vegetables. This time I'm just cooking up some carrots and onions. Sometimes I've still got some leftovers from the last week, and so I don't need to cook quite so many vegetables. And I'm cooking up some lentils. For my work week lunches, I always try to have some protein, so beans are a really good option for me. I don't eat red meat, so beans are pretty much my go-to. Sometimes I'll mix in some eggs or some fish, but beans are usually what I grab for lunch. And I put in some spinach. So we got some lentils and some spinach and some olive oil. Just something really easy to pack for a lunch. And also I'm having some eggs this week for my lunches, just boiling up some eggs. You let them boil for about 10 minutes. And then you put them in some ice water for 10 minutes, and that makes them really easy to peel. And this is some bread with some cheese and onions and tomatoes. And this is a hard-boiled egg. It's got a little bit of paprika on it just for color. And I've got some bread and cheese and tomatoes. And these are some tortillas with some cheese and some vegetables. And these are some tortillas, and they've also got some hummus and some cheese and tomatoes. And then I wrap them up so they're easy and ready to eat. And these are some eggs. And I've added in some tomatoes and some green olives. And top them with a little bit of salt and pepper. And got some cheese on there too. And I put them on a couple of tortillas. And these are some nachos. So I've got some tortilla chips and some cheese, sour cream, tomatoes, green olives, a little bit of salt and pepper in there. And these are some Red Baron French bread pizzas. And this is how they look when you just take them out of the box. And I put in some mushrooms. And that's how they look when they're all cooked. And these are some sardines and some vegetables and some Triscuits and some tortillas. And this is a fig bar and some Triscuits and some corn and some carrots. So these are some eggs and some walnuts, some sour cream. Got some apples in there too. And this is one of my lunches. So I've got some rice and vegetables. I've got a fig bar, some applesauce, and some oranges. And this is another example of one of my lunches. I've got some vegetables and hummus. These are some of my travel containers. Got some fig bars, applesauce, and oranges. So I'm making a walnut apple cake, and I already did a separate video on it. So these are the apple slices. So these are just a few snippets of the cooking process. And the sliced apples were really unusual with this cake. And I wasn't really sure how it was going to turn out, but I kind of liked it, just for a little bit of variety, and it had an interesting look and interesting texture to it. And the cake just really turned out really beautiful. So I really like this recipe. Very much a dessert kind of cake. Some cakes you make them and they could easily be, could be a breakfast food or a dessert, but this is definitely a dessert kind of. Lots of sugar, very sweet. Probably best served with ice cream is my thought on this cake. But very delicious. All right, here's another bread that I'm making. So this particular bread called for yeast, and I tried to make it with some flax. Sometimes flax can be substituted for eggs, and I was thinking maybe that would be enough leavening. But this was actually a little bit of a failure. This turned out to be a very flat kind of bread. So that's what the flax looks like when you mix it all in with the flax and the water. Didn't have any yeast, so I thought I'd give flax a try and see what it did to the bread. So it just made it a very flat kind of bread, and very edible, still good, but not quite as fluffy as I thought it was going to be. So I let it rise, let the dough rest, and just kind of hoping it would rise into something, but it turned out no, it did not rise hardly at all. Just turned out to be a very dense kind of bread. So this is what it turned out after it was all baking. I did eat it, didn't throw it away, but not the bread that I was hoping for. So a couple weeks later, I got some yeast and I remade it, and that's what it should look like. So I should have just waited, but yeah, use your yeast. This is a morning breakfast with some apples and bananas. And this is a lunch at work. And one day I actually went out to eat. I had a black bean burger and some chips with some hot tea. So every now and then I'll go out to eat, but I try not to do it too often, because I always think how much cheaper it would be just to eat at home. So every once in a while, go out and splurge a little bit. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.